I'm John Webb. Coming up next, where local news comes first, concealed weapon permit training is coming here on March 3rd. We'll have how to register. Plus, the Extreme Ski Jor is scheduled for the 16th. Will we have enough snow? Then jobs coming to Shoshone County, but not your typical job. And Makenna Merrick, some precipitation is on its way.
John, that's right. I'll have more straight ahead.
Channel 3 News at 6 begins right now.
The best for less is what you get when you shop at the home of Western Family Harvest Foods in Wallace. In the meat department, you'll find a value pack fresh ground chuck, regular or chili grind, just $2.98 a pound. In the produce section, find Hormel 12-inch tray with selected varieties, only $9.99 each. Along with your party tray, feel free to grab a 13-ounce Doritos or Tostitos chip bag listed at $1.99. It's going on now through Tuesday at the home of Western Family Harvest Foods in Wallace.
Broadcasting from the Channel 3 studio in downtown Wallace, this is Channel 3 News at 6.
Time is near for many statisticians. Good evening, I'm John Webb. The nationwide census is less than a year away, and the U.S. Census Bureau is now recruiting to fill those essential positions. They're offering supervisory and non-supervisory positions here in Shoshone County. They say you'll receive great pay, flexible hours, a weekly pay, and paid training. Those interested could make anywhere from $13.50 to $15 an hour. To apply, just Google 2020census.gov/jobs. On Tuesday the 29th, the Idaho State Police responded to milepost 42 near Kingston. A semi-truck crashed and caught on fire on the right-hand shoulder of the westbound lane. Traffic was blocked for several hours. According to ISP, the truck driver only received minor injuries. The second annual Wallace Extreme Ski Jor is back for another year, although this time it was rescheduled due to the lack of snow. However, Greg Bozen, a director for the Ski Jor, says we'll have plenty of snow this year.
As long as we don't have too much rain, we're good to go. We've got enough snow around to make the course. We would love fresh powder, but it's looking good.
A ski jor traditionally is a skier or snowboarder pulled by a horse or dog. Wallace, of course, changed it up a bit.
We're pulling the skiers with ATVs.
Cedar Street will be blocked off for the weekend as city workers build the ski course.
We'll have several jumps. We'll have rings that the participants are going to have to grab so we can have it a little more competitive. And then we're also going to have a men's and a women's heat and freestyle. So there'll be three different divisions.
The event will take place February 16th through the 17th, and sign-ups will be held at the Wallace Coffee House on the 15th. For more information, just search skiwallace.com. This year was quite the change for your local Wallace Minor wrestlers. Our Mason Chafee is looking into the Wallace Minor Kellogg Wildcat co-ed. Mason?
Thanks, John. Wallace and Kellogg joined together in a co-op for the wrestling season.
It's kind of been good. It's a different experience, but I think it'll help Wallace Wrestling and the Silver Valley's whole wrestling program as a whole.
Austin McKinnon, a wrestler since 7th grade, said he was off to a 15-0 start, but he lost one in Lewiston. But now he claims he's 21-4.
Team, I feel like we're starting to pull it through, coming together, and we're starting to do pretty good against other schools and competitively doing phenomenal.
McKinnon says at least 7 wrestlers go to state. He'll be happy. Reporting from the Channel 3 studio, I'm Mason Chafee.
Thanks, Mason. On March 3rd, Idaho Enhanced Permit Training will be held in the Silver Valley. Citizens can earn an enhanced concealed weapons permit that teaches you effective firearm training, gun handling skills, marksmanship skills, and the liabilities of being a concealed gun carrier. The event is taught by Osborne Police Chief Daryl Broughton. He offers quality and realistic challenges during the training to build key skills and knowledge to safely own a firearm. For more information on the event, just call the number on your screen. Our new sports anchor Jaden House is over in the sports studio with highlights on a highly anticipated game. Jaden.
Thanks, John. As many of you know, Channel 3 has been broadcasting live varsity basketball games throughout the Silver Valley for those who cannot make it to the games to watch.
Channel 3 Sports started really from our news anchor, John Webb, working at K-Wall, and we lost the K-Wall radio station here in town, and that was the way that most of the Silver Valley got their basketball games, football games, and things listened to the radio. And when K-Wall went down, we kind of lost that aspect of having that entertainment in the Silver Valley. So John Webb at Channel 3 here at Wallace High School kind of devised a little plan of how we could do that using YouTube and Facebook, and really thankful for him getting us started on that.
Monday, January 28th, the Wallace Miners took on the Kellogg Wildcats on the Wildcats' home court. The Miners started off with the lead, and the game went back and forth for quite some time. At half, the score was 31-30 with the Wildcats in the lead. The Wildcats ended up taking the win against the Miners 70-54, with Graydon Nearing racking up the most points for Kellogg and Eric Brackebush for Wallace. Now for this week's highlights from the game on Monday night. Graydon Nearing with a three-pointer in transition. Logan Brands with a great block from behind. Hunter Stutsky with an amazing contested three-pointer. Logan Jerome with a block on Brands. Reporting in the Channel 3 studio, I'm Jaden House.
Jaden, thank you. Just 20 minutes after 1 p.m. on the 25th, the Shoshone County Sheriff's Office responded to the area of Micah Meadows near Calder. Crews responded to a logging accident that left Joseph Johnston, 32 of Post Falls, dead. Johnston was operating a processor when the ground underneath gave way, sending him and the machine down the hillside. After rolling approximately 450 feet down the hill, Johnston was ejected from the machine and died. In a press release, the Sheriff's Office said, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers go out to Joseph's family during this incredibly difficult time." We had some beautiful weather this week, but will it stick around? Our weather commander, Makenna Merrick, has more. Makenna?
Thanks, John. Looking at the Doppler radar, we're seeing no showers in the region. Temperatures are in the low 20s up to the high 40s. Looking at the United States map, the air quality is looking moderate. The 7-day forecast is showing Friday and Saturday having chances of snow, rain mix. The rest of the week we're having chances of snow. Back to you, John.
Thanks, McKenna. In state news tonight, a University of Idaho professor has been placed on administrative leave after speaking out about the handling of grant funding. Associate Professor Denise Bennett was placed on leave Thursday evening. The Moscow Pullman Daily News says the tenured mass media professor has worked at the university since 2006. Bennett told the newspaper the placement is most likely because of an email that she sent out to administrators. In the email, Bennett expressed her disappointment with the handling of grant funds as well as the underfunding and lack of maintenance at the Radio TV Center on campus. Bennett's email to university administrator came after she was informed last week of $451 in unspent grant money. On Wednesday, the University of Idaho alert page sent out a message stating that Bennett had been using meth and has access to firearms. It's not clear if those two claims are correct. Idaho State Police officials say troopers made the biggest marijuana bust in the agency's known history after a semi-truck allegedly filled with nearly 7,000 pounds of marijuana plants was stopped between Boise and Mountain Home. ISP spokesman Tim Marceno said Tuesday the truck from Portland, Oregon was stopped on January 24th as part of a random commercial vehicle safety inspection. The driver's bill of lading, a document that details the cargo and the shipment, said the trailer was carrying 31 bags of hemp. Hemp can be used to produce a variety of products, including food, industrial oil, paper, flour, and clothing. Marijuana plants are often grown for their THC content and are legal in Oregon, Washington, and several other states, but illegal in Idaho. Marceno could not say how low of THC content will generate a positive result by the field test or whether the dogs were trained to tell the difference between marijuana or hemp. Still, he said transporting anything containing THC is a chargeable offense in Idaho. If the plants do test positive as marijuana, the seizure will dwarf total seized by the ISP for each of the past 5 years. Wow. In news that's not quite newsworthy tonight, a British woman experienced a real blast from the past when a message in a bottle that she threw into the sea more than 17 years ago was returned to her. 25-year-old Emily Edwards said she was the 7-year-old vacationing in Wales when she wrote a note to her future self and tossed it into the ocean. Edwards forgot about the bottle until a runner named Sam Hammond found it last week, almost 60 miles away from where she dropped it off. The ink had faded over the years, and all Hammond could recognize was Emily's name and postal code from where she wrote the note. A photo of the faded note was posted on social media. Edwards was stunned when she realized it was her note that she wrote nearly 2 decades ago. Edward now hopes to repeat the message in a bottle routine with her own infant daughter. Wow, that's amazing. And Makenna Merrick looks like we'll be in for some rain.
That's right, John. Monday we will get a high of 29 and a low of 16. And for the whole week, we'll have rain, snow mix.
All right, thanks, Makenna. For all of us here at Channel 3 News tonight, I'm John Webb. Have a great evening.